had multiple foreign citizenships. From birth, he had British citizenship, and then from age 2, Kenyan, and then from age 5, Indonesian. He knew that from this point of view, he's not eligible. He knew that there is no evidence, real evidence. He's an attorney. Real verifiable evidence showing him to be born in this country. As a matter of fact, I presented to Judge Land birth certificates that we obtained from Kenya. And it was actually really appalling when, during the hearing, Judge Land stated, well, you didn't authenticate it. And I said, Your Honor, this is from Kenya. I cannot subpoena officials from Kenya. It's a foreign nation. They have immunity. The ambassador has immunity. But you have the power. You have the power to order discovery. You can subpoena documents from Hawaii. You have subpoena documents from Obama. This is your duty. This is your job. You have to be true to your oath to uphold the Constitution of this nation. And it was appalling to me that Judge Land was stating, you did not authenticate this birth certificate from Kenya. I said, Your Honor, nobody has ever authenticated this piece of garbage that Obama posted on the internet. Nobody has seen the original document. If anybody were to come to court and say, well, you know, I'm eligible because there is something posted on the internet, because there is some photoshopped JPEG image on the internet, this person would be laughed out of court. This is not evidence. The fact that some official from Hawaii said, I've seen a document, that's not an evidence. There is something called best evidence rule, whereby in court, you cannot say, I've seen something. If you are the official and there is a document on file, you better bring it. You better bring it and show it to the expert. This is insulting intelligence of each and every American citizen. The arrogance, the collusion between the judiciary and Obama regime, where those judges have no guts, no backbone to uphold the Constitution, where they are colluding with the regime and refusing to demand proper evidence that you would demand in each and every case. This is just spitting in the face of each and every American citizen, and particularly members of U.S. military, what those judges are doing. And, you know, we've seen a lot of judicial corruption. As a matter of fact, just recently, a judge in Georgia was found guilty specifically on this very statute.
A federal judge or a state judge?
I believe it was a state judge that was found guilty just recently in the state of Georgia, specifically Title 18, paragraph 1346, showing that he did violate the statute, and he resigned from the bench. And he paid the fine, and I don't know whether he is supposed to serve prison term or whether he got a probation. I'm not quite sure about that, but there was a case just recently, and
And his crime was not deciding an issue?
Well, in his, basically, I don't have all the specifics, but it's corruption. It was corruption in office. And we've seen it. As a matter of fact, just recently, I watched a movie by Michael Moore. And I can say that I don't agree with Michael Moore on many of his conclusions. He might be correct in assessing how dire the situation in this country is, and that, you know, we have unemployment, we have corruption, we have problems, but his conclusions that we need to go to communism to solve problems, that I have a problem with. But it's interesting that even though I'm a conservative in my views, and somebody like Michael Moore is a liberal Democrat, when it comes to the issue of integrity, or need for integrity for public officials, at that point, conservatives and liberals, they join together. Basically, we all become constitutionalists. We all become citizens. And it's interesting that Michael Moore was talking specifically about this issue in his latest movie, Public Corruption, Corruption of the Judges.
Tell me about Michelle Obama's extra Social Security numbers.
Well,
when did you get wind of this?
Just recently. You know, we continue to move full speed ahead with the investigation because we know that no matter how corrupt this regime is, and no matter how long will it take, justice has to prevail. We can't let some Chicago mafia-style situation take over the whole country. So now I have more investigators. There are, I believe, 42 attorneys that have emailed me. And so I put them on the list, and when I have questions, I email to them, they email to me. So we continue with investigation and research. We're finding more and more and more.
So you have other attorneys backing you up now, helping you do research?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Over 30?
42. 42.
Is that making life easier for you?
I don't know. I have to return all those emails, and everyone kind of sees things in a different light. But there are more investigators, private investigators, and we're finding more and more information. I just got an affidavit from another investigator showing that Michelle Obama has more than one Social Security number in national databases. So we now have 39 for Barack Hussein Obama. We have several for Michelle Obama. And what we found out, that in at least 2 of the occasions, Barack Obama has used Social Security numbers of deceased individuals. I mean, it's mind-boggling how corrupt our judges are, and so many corrupt judges, so many corrupt U.S. attorneys and attorney generals. I mean, so much corruption in Department of Justice and FBI and politicians.
Is it willful corruption, or is it perhaps, Dr. TAITZ, just pure laziness and willing to just go with the flow?
You know, at some point, this laziness might be recklessness. I mean, such a reckless disregard of the law. I don't know. To me, that's public corruption. When the politicians are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, this is not something minor. This is the most important issue. How in the world can we have somebody sitting in the White House in the highest position of the president and commander-in-chief, who's been using 39 different Social Security numbers, and some of them are Social Security numbers of deceased individuals? Who this man is? Where did he come from? And when there are those numerous Social Security numbers, there is a reason. I've seen a number of addresses all over the country, numerous Social Security numbers. Many of them were created, those units of address and Social Security number were created last year during the election. On one hand, we have that. On the other hand, we have some $300 million that nobody knows where it came from. Well, when you have those units of false addresses, false Social Security numbers, and those $300 million can be spread through those units, that could be one explanation. Our Federal Elections Committee has been completely impotent and worthless. What have they done? Nothing. Department of Justice was completely impotent and worthless.
Does it seem to you like there's some kind of invisible hand coming down from some banker group that can give out $300 million and control the Congress, control the presidential race?